Hi everyone, that's me Mahalawi. Today I'm going to give you my honest review of the current status of No Man's Sky as per the 4.2.1 version from the Interceptor update on PSVR 2. First, I would like to let you know that I carefully adjust my eye distance before I start playing on PSVR 2, make the lenses close to my eye and make them in the sweet spot. And I want to mention that this video is not sponsored by Hello Game or Sony or anyone, just me trying to provide an honest review after spending roughly 20 hours playing the Interceptor update. I'm going to try to cover all aspects of the game to be as fair as I can and provide a full review to the game status right now in PSVR 2. So let's start. First, inside your fighter parking area and inside fixed places like the space anomaly and the space station, visuals looks mostly crispy clear. Textures looks very good, HD and HDR effects are in place and it's really nice to look at. If you move inside your fighter and if you have too many bells, lightings, extras, they have always been this visual glitch. This is always on VR, and I think there is also these glitches on the flat screen, but these have been there for a while, so it's not something that just being brought by this update, so it's not really this big an issue right now. Getting out of your fighter to space, you will always be impressed by how beautiful space looks like from your fighter. You will see the far planets, you will see the sun, you'll see the frigates, your living frigates, and it's always a sight to behold. Taking off your ship and flying out of space station or the anomaly or your fighter is so good. The ship cockpit looks very good in VR. It's very detailed, screens look clear. The massive asteroid fields looks wonderful as ever. They're always there is no popping effect or anything like that. Mining effects, shooting effects and storm effects in space are so good and great. Pulsing is also too good. You see everything very nice, very detailed as you have seen from your fighter. And you see the rings and you see the storms, and it's just very, very nice. The game also in general runs patch smooth. There is no from drip rates, or as per the version 4.21 there is also minimum amount of crashes unless you try multiplayer, which always have been like kind of a mixed bag depending on which console you're playing with and stuff like that. Space combat is where things start to change. Pirates and sentinel ships are blurry a little bit, and you can't see them actually clear enough. Even if you are in your sweet spot, you can still fight, you can still destroy them. Shooting fighters is still fun and it's a very nice experience to do, but it's blurry and it's worse than before the Interceptor update. Now, landing on planets is a different story and slightly complicated, and I'm gonna try to be brief here. Now, in No Man's Sky there's a lot of different biomes, and depending on the planet bio and geometry and type, the experience can vary big time, and that's why you'll find different feedback from different people. There are a lot of debates on Discord and on Twitter and on Reddit. What I found is that mostly empty planets, or the planets that have low amount of assets and objects, like empty hot planets or ice planets or low atmosphere planets, will mostly be okay. There's a little bit of ghosting effect, but it's not really noticeable, and it's it's a little bit annoying, but on these kind of planets, it's not really noticeable at all. Stuff that's close looks good, looks clear, but far objects can be blurry, and the farthest you look, it's even more blurry. But the strange thing is that the planet that you see in the sky looks good, but the sky itself is not as clear as before. Now, more complicated biomes like lush planets or toxic planets and stuff like this, like what you can see here, I think this planet is very similar to one of the popular expedition planet. They will start having ghosting effects, and anything that moves fast, like fast moving animals that move in groups, or fast moving birds and stuff like this, they will create this visual ghosting bug, and it's not a PSVR2 technical issue, because this bug was not there before the Interceptor update. So again, same as other kind of planets, close stuff will look nice, but as soon as you look around and look far, maybe more than 2 or 3 meters, things start to become blurry, and when you have too many assets, you just feel bad, because with the ghosting effects, if the animals move fast or stuff like that, it will just ruin your immersion without need. Now, any kind of fightings on the planet is also not good. Fighting sentinels, corrupted sentinels, or horror will have more ghosting effects and mix of different stuff. So let's summarize, and let's try to give a fair score for the current status of No Man's Sky in PSVR2 as per the current version 4.2.1. So we have visuals that looks very good inside space stations, and normally the visuals looks very good when looking to space from my freighter. Visuals looks good when in space mining or pulsing. Visual looks very good in short range on planets that have no fast moving objects. I also forgot to mention that text and the information on the scanners and on the menus also looks good, and you can read them actually now in VR. But there is this new ghosting effect bug that is introduced with the Interceptor update for any fast moving objects. There is blur in place for medium to far assets. The further you look, the more blurry it is. Space battles are very blurry, and fighting anything on planets is very blurry also. So let's take a look to the total visual score. Total score for the visuals is 5 out of 9 based on all the visual aspects of the game. But in reality, when a game gets scored, visuals is not everything. Performance is also equally important. And No Man's Sky runs butter smooth on PSVR2 with very few crashes and almost very rare frame rate drops in single player mode. So from performance on PSVR, I think fair score is 8 out of 9. I personally believe that the performance on PSVR2 is even better than the performance on the flat version on PS5. So let's now take a total score view for No Man's Sky on PSVR2 as per the Interceptor 4.2.1 update. So total fair score is 13 out of total 18, which is 72%, or for simplification, 7.2 out of 10. That's it, everyone. If you really liked my review, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my new channel, and thank you for watching. See you again.